stuff happens to me.
Like a freeze.
No, turn it off. Mute. Just, I feel like all my team calls are starting out this way. Just don't unmute until I pass it over. Oh my gosh. Okay. So you guys are probably getting used to this. Right before Ashley and I got on, it sounded like somebody was taking nails to a chalkboard. We tested. We got on 15 minutes early. We tested. Everything was good. So we're praying if we just one mutes, the other unmutes, and then we just pass it back and forth, we'll be good to go. And that's what we're going to do. Just before I pass it over to Ashley and we test this theory, I just wanted to share a little bit about this lady with you. She's a 3-star diamond coach. She is a Success Club 10 legend. She's in the Tampa Market Council. She's a premier coach. She's a mom of 2. And hold on one second. This is what I needed to share most, though. She just ended the 80-day obsession test group. And these were her results. Like, insane, in my opinion. I don't know if I've seen better results come out of the group. I've seen Brittany Leggett, her after baby picture is insane also. Of course, she's on our team as well. And just has blown me away. What the cool thing about Ashley with this whole deal was I got to see her during, and she actually came to our retreat, our leadership retreat on Clearwater Beach. We had all kinds of temptation that we threw at her, all kinds. And the girl did not budge, like did not even partake at all. And it just showed her dedication. And obviously the results speak for themselves and show what hard work and dedication does. So anyway, I asked her to be on the call because as I was talking to her at the retreat, and since then, she was talking about a game plan that she had to help people to get moving from now until the launch to be able to build momentum and use her experience with this program, the results she had, but also to be able to share with you guys maybe some things that you could be doing in preparation as well. We do have about 2 months, a little over 2 months until 80-day obsession is launched. Today was the official start of the live, a little obsessed that they're doing. And if you didn't catch it live, the video I believe is up until 9 a.m. Pacific time, so 12 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. And then it goes away and you'll have day 2, day 3, day 4, and day 5. And then they're gonna go away until the 20th, and that'll be up forever after that. So the 20th of December, sorry. So Ashley, I am going to mute myself and I'm going to pass it over to you and pray that that awful sound does not pop up. I'm excited to hear from you though. So let me mute 1 second.
Okay, I'm on and I really hope that weird noise isn't happening. Oh, we're good. Yeah, that was really bad, so I'm glad. Okay, hi everybody. It's so weird not being on Zoom because I can't see anybody, so I'm talking to myself here. But I'm super, super pumped to talk about this program because it sounds so cliche, it really does, but it changed my life. And before I kind of go on a tangent about that, first of all, who did a little obsessed today? Type it in the chat. Not that I can even see it yet, but I can go back and look. Linz can see it. If you didn't do it, the day is not over yet. Do it. It was awesome. And it's such a cool way to kind of roll out what the 80-day obsession is actually going to be like without giving too much away. And it's only 30 minutes, so you're still super spoiled with a 30-minute workout. But during this call tonight, I'm going to talk about my 80-day obsession journey and how you can share such a long journey and keep people interested. I'm going to talk about how I can prepare you for this journey. And then my last thing that I kind of want to touch on, because I really think as coaches, especially if we've been in it for a while or if we're new and we're not sure how, is to talk about how to getting back to being a passionate storyteller. And I think we lose that sometimes. So we're going to talk about that as well. So I am going to share my screen. If you don't know me, which a lot of you might not, I'm Ashley Tillett, and I'm going to share my screen and kind of show you who I am, my family. Hopefully I don't screw it up. Okay, so these really cute kids, I'm claiming them.
Wait.
Oh,
wait.
Oh.
It's not showing. So go back to screen share again. Let's see if it.
Okay. Hold on. Start screen share. Good?
You're good now.
Okay. So here are my kiddos. This little cute one in the corner blowing glitter, that's Cruz. He's 3.5. Little girl is Emma. She is going to be 2 in February. So I am busy, very, very busy. They keep me on my toes for sure. We had our kids very close together. Probably not done, but for now we are. So Cruz and Emma, they're kind of my world. And then this is my whole family. That's my husband, Blake. We've been together for 10 years. That cake happened after the 80-day obsession. That was actually for his birthday. But just kind of before I got started, just want you to see who I am and who my family is. And we're just normal people with really, really cute kids. So the next picture I'm going to share is just, it's not hard to share anymore, but that's because I got results. But you know, it's very hard to share your before pictures when you have nothing to show for them yet. But I'm going to go there because there's a lot to be said about this picture, and I think you'll be able to relate to it. Okay, here's before 80-day obsession Ashley. And I'm going to kind of throw myself under the bus a little bit here because there's no reason that I should look like this. There's no reason. Now, I'm not saying I'm morbidly obese and I was so unhealthy and this and that, but I definitely had weight to lose. I had muscle to gain. And for someone who lives such a passionate life about health and fitness, when I look at this picture, I don't really see that. I see someone who kind of let it go a little bit. And yes, I've had 2 children and everything, but if I'm being real honest, I've been in better shape after Emma, my second child, than I was in this picture, which means I was going the wrong direction. And that's not good. So now that I've kind of thrown myself under the bus, I want you to be brave and be bold. And you can use the chat if you want, or you can just kind of raise your hand to yourself. Can't see ya. But if you took a picture right now, your before picture, what would it say about your business? Would it say that you practice what you preach? Would it say that you are passionate about health and fitness? Would it say that you strive every day to be just a little bit better than you were the day before? What would it say? So if you can honestly say your before picture would reflect everything you preach, you're wildly in shape, you stick to a program every day, you're doing the nutrition every day, I'm very proud of you. But if not, then we have some work to do. And the cool thing is progress is inspiring. So don't feel bad about it. Get excited that you are able to go in a better direction, and through that journey, you can start inspiring some people to do the exact same thing. So this is me at the beginning of the 80-day obsession. And along the way, there were obstacles. Obstacles. Anybody have obstacles in their lives? I think we all do. Now, I'm going to share a lot of things with you tonight, kind of a little bit more detail than I share on social media. And I'm not going to share posts with you. These pictures came from my posts, but I'm not going to share the caption because I think that that's silly. I'm just going to kind of walk you through my life a little bit. Now, before 80-day obsession, I used food and wine and everything to get me through stress. So here's day 1. This is actual day 1. That's why I've got a 1 going. I was so stressed out on this day one. You can't see it in my picture because there are certain things I don't share on social media just out of respect for other people, but I'll share it with you. This day was the very first day, and I was so excited about, you know, this 80-day obsession, but my husband and I had gotten in a really huge fight the day before. We were arguing, we weren't talking. I couldn't be excited about it like with him because we just don't talk when we argue. And so I hit my very first obstacle on the first day. And it was 3 days worth of not talking to each other. So dumb. But first obstacle, right away. I wanted to go hang out with my girlfriends. I wanted to have a glass of wine. I wanted to order pizza. I wanted to do all the things that I would have normally done to not be angry. Then, 2 weeks later, I got sick. This was a post. That is a tissue hanging out of my nose. I was sick and I couldn't keep my nose from running in these positions. And so I just shoved a tissue up my nose and I kept going. Now, maybe before when I wasn't so committed, I would have been like, screw it, I'm not even pushing play today. But not only did I push play, but I stuck a tissue up my nose, documented it, and shared it for people. Why did I share that? That's gross. It's weird. Well, it's real. And if there was somebody in my exact same position with that same obstacle, well, maybe they sucked it up too and just shoved the tissue up their nose. Okay. Monster Jam. Now, this isn't really an obstacle, but kind of. Monster Jam with this whole time nutrition is longer than you're allowed to go without eating. And I can't obviously eat anything at Raymond James. There's nothing there on the plan. So what do? I packed my food. I packed my food in my little Tupperware, and I brought it into Raymond James, or was it Raymond James? I don't remember where it was. Emily, in the diaper bag. And as everybody else was eating, you know, the stadium food, which is fine, no judgment, I sat there and ate my salad with chicken and chickpeas. I had this obstacle, even though it was a fun thing, it was still an obstacle. Okay, now this was a hard one. This was a really hard day. The night before this, around 11:30, I found out, and I'm not gonna say names just in case because he'd get really mad at me, but somebody very, very close to me in my family was diagnosed with stage 3, a form of stage 3 cancer. And not that any cancer is good, but this was a bad one. And I thought to myself, this is like 5 days before my birthday. This program had just started a couple weeks before. I thought that everything that I was doing at this point seemed so trivial, that this 80-day obsession, my goals, all these things were trivial compared to the gravity of other things that were going on in my life. And I almost felt stupid for continuing this program. I almost felt like, how am I supposed to post on social media about how great I'm doing this program and all my results when I'm really concerned that this person I'm very close to in my life is not going to be here anymore? And so I record my workouts, and as I was going through the video, I saw this. And that's why it's a little blurry. It's a video, and I just kind of took a screenshot of it, and I thought, I need to remember this. Because my face, I'm crying. I cried through this entire workout, but I'm still doing it. And this is when I realized that just a few weeks in, I was starting to make that mental shift. And it's that mental shift that you can only get from a program that's longer than 21 days. And so I kept going. I was still sad, but I kept going. And I shared, this was a post actually, and I shared not the specifics, but that big things, big, sad, scary things were happening in my life. But I still have goals. And the thing is about this particular cancer, it could have been prevented with proper nutrition. And so in my head, I thought, okay, well, as trivial as this seems, I need to break this mold and keep going. 31. That's a Shakeology mug cake that I only ate half of because it was portioned out. And I did not really celebrate my birthday. Cruz likes to sing happy birthday, and so this is why we had this cake. an obstacle. Birthdays are usually filled with all kinds of junk and drinks and fun food and cakes and whatever. In my case, banana pudding and pizza. But I made the sacrifice, and that was an obstacle. Fast forward again, guys, I'm telling you, in this 80 days, there were more obstacles than I knew what to do with, to be 100% honest. I knew God was testing me and that I was going to be able to use my 80-day obsession story and journey to inspire the masses, because if I can deal with all of this, I can help other people deal with anything. And so fast forward to this picture. I was going in for surgery, and I didn't really share the details of this on social media, but I'll share it anyways. My doctor found advanced precancer cells in my cervix, and they weren't sure if it had gone into full-blown cervical cancer, because she said it was more aggressive than she was typically seeing, and it was very scary. And this was in the middle of this program. So really, did I want to push play and go do my timed nutrition and meal prep? No. I wanted to sit and feel sorry for myself and eat crap food and pray that I didn't have cancer. But instead, I just shared my journey. I shared it, and people support the things that you share, but you have to share for real. And so, you know, I went in for the surgery, and it was scary, but I worked it out with my schedule, and I worked out my rest day and my meals, and I was ready, and I didn't skip a beat. I didn't skip a workout. I didn't skip meals, nothing. But that is because I was just dedicated to doing it. Now, thank God it came back. Everything was cleared. Everything was good. But this was very scary because, you know, at one point before this, we had decided in the future we're going to eventually have a third baby. And so this was about to determine whether that was going to happen or not. And so that's a big obstacle, guys. That's huge. Obstacle. We had the most amazing leadership retreat in Clearwater on the beach. Though it was one of those fun obstacles, kind of like Monster Jam, but way better than Monster Jam, it was still an obstacle. There was temptation. There were drinks. There were donuts. There were tacos, guys. There were tacos. There was so much fun to be had, but I just had to keep it in my head. Don't skip it. Don't do it. You're going to be so mad at yourself. Remember why you're doing this. Remember that you committed to this. And here's the thing. When you share it publicly, people are watching. They're going to watch you succeed, or they're going to watch you fail. And it's completely up to you whether whichever one you do. So I worked out every day of that retreat up in the gym. Mind you, the AC was broken at that gym, so it was 86 degrees in the gym, but I did it anyways, overlooking, if you can see in the background, because that's not torture, the pool is right there where everybody was. So, obstacle. We're selling our house. Obstacle. I have to have this house ready for showings every 2 seconds. Get the dogs and the kids out and take off. Obstacle. This is in Wisconsin. I was a maid of honor in a wedding. That is just obstacle right there. Food, drinks, everything. But I went downstairs into their basement. I did my workout every single day that I was there. So I share these obstacles with you because you're going to run into things. You're going to run into a lot of things. And you have to make a decision. Am I going to let it derail me, or am I going to overcome it so that I can share how I overcame it and allow people to be inspired by that, instead of being like, oh yeah, that was too hard for her. She quit in the middle of it because of blah, blah, blah. There's no way I can do it then. So real quick now, I want to talk to you about sharing uniquely, because anybody can jump on the computer, do a flex picture and be like, yeah, I did my workout. I'm awesome. Post. And those are, I'm sorry, they're terrible. They may have worked 4 or 5 years ago, but really not that well. And people are not inspired when you're saying I did my workout. Did you? No, I didn't, but I'm certainly not going to tell you now. You know what I mean? So you have to find a way to share uniquely to where it's still you, but you're being inspirational. So this picture I shared, and it's not a pretty picture. Like, I do not look cute here, not even a little. But this was a morning ab check, and I started crying because I could not believe what I was looking at. This was halfway through the program, and those little ablets at the top were actually like popping out of me, which is insane. Oh, sorry, here's my phone. And I started crying, and I thought to myself, you gotta document this, Ashley. You know, don't share it because you don't look cute, not even a little, but document this day that you felt so proud of yourself. And then I thought, how stupid are you? Share that. Who cares if you don't look great? And so I did, and I shared how proud I was. And it allowed other people to feel my pride and to want that for themselves. This day is magical. Can't tell you really like details. You get to eat a lot of fun stuff. That's a cheeseburger. Instead of taking a picture of my cheeseburger and be like, I get to eat this, you get to see a super attractive picture of me eating it. Way more traffic. A lot of my like niche is moms, and Emma was being Emma, and she got put on the patio during the last 3 minutes of my workout because she was being a monster. And that is how I shared it. I'm not looking for moms who are like, I'm going to stop my workout and coddle her. I'm looking for moms who can laugh with me and agree that kids are psychos. So this was a post, a meal prep post. It shows people that I'm eating a lot of freaking food, and it's good stuff. This was a day that I was going to the beach, and I took all this with me. When you're sharing progress pictures, do different ones other than just like your abs or, you know, that standing typical side-by-side one. This one is my face. I couldn't believe how much my face had changed. And then this one, my sports bra was loose. This is one of those non-scale victories. This was something to share. This was just another funny post because humor is a big part of my, my market. This is called the fire hydrant bear something. And to me, I just felt like a dog peeing on a fire hydrant, and it was hilarious, and I couldn't stop laughing throughout the whole move. Wine. I like wine. I love wine. I didn't drink the wine, though. I shared my mocktail. This was instead of wine. So I was sharing with everybody and my challengers, y'all, we don't have to drink. It's okay. This was just, I'm dead. But it was a more unique way of sharing a post-workout picture. And it was, you could tell that I worked my butt off. Last day of 80-day obsession. This is the very last day, and I was hysterically crying. During the last move of the last set, it was camel, I think, I started bawling, hysterically crying. And I thought, what is happening to me? I was so sad it was over, but I was so overwhelmed with pride. And we had done a live Zoom with everybody, and we ended together, and it was so emotional, and it was so powerful that I just had to document it. And this, you can feel the emotion in this. So don't be afraid to share things that are raw and real and true. And then I just wanted to share this. I have a couple progress pictures. Before on the left, me now on the right. I'm sorry, I don't look like the same person to me. My smile is different. The way I stand is different. Everything about me is different. My self-esteem, my confidence, all of it. This side by side, who is that chick on the left? I have no idea. That butt, I don't even, my husband can tell you. He thinks the butt part is probably the best part of this whole program. And then this one is my favorite because you can't see all of the things on the inside that changed. My attitude, my willpower, my confidence, my belief in myself, my self-worth. I feel unstoppable. I am 100% a happier mom. My ability to handle stress, because this program forces you to actually learn how to handle stress because you can't use alcohol and food as a crutch. You just can't. So you have to learn how to deal with stress for real. So when you're going through your 80-day journey, I want you to remember all of these things I just shared with you. And that is how you can authentically share your journey as well. So now I'm going to stop screen share. I hope I do this right. So I want to talk to you. Okay. Hopefully that worked. All right. So now a couple things. We are going to talk about, seems so basic, right? Well, first of all, I hope that really got you excited to do this program because it's going to change who you are. It's going to change who you are 100% as a person, as a wife, as a mom, as a friend, as a whoever you are. It's going to change you for the better if you commit and you stick to it. Now, that's where this comes into play. Ready? One of the vital behaviors. How annoying is that to hear? Product of the product. Now, it sounds annoying when you say it like that because we've heard it 15,000 times, but there's a reason. I realized before this program, I was not being a product of the product. I was not sharing my results because I wasn't getting any results. I wasn't sharing what, meal plan I was sticking to because I wasn't sticking to one. So let me ask you a few questions, and you can use the chat or you can answer them in your head, whatever you want to do. But what program are you doing right now in this very moment? So type that into the chat if you can. Are you following the meal plan? Like really following the meal plan? Type it in. If people follow you on Facebook, do they know what you're doing? Do they, and I'm not talking about like, do they know the name of the program? Because we want to kind of leave that curiosity marketing there. But do they know that you're doing something that's getting you in better shape? Do they know you're committed to something? Okay. If the answer is no to all of those things and you didn't have a program answer, that's where you need to start. You need to commit to yourself first, then start sharing publicly what you're doing, but in a unique way and in an authentic way. You have to become obsessed with your own journey again. You just have to. I remember in the beginning, years ago when we started all of this, people came to me because I was sharing what I was doing on Facebook. And somewhere along the way, we stopped doing that. We get that very first before and after picture and we're like, yes, nailed it, done. But that can't be. You have to keep going because what ends up happening is you turn into that girl in that picture I just showed you on the left who was 13 pounds bigger than I am now and 13 inches bigger than I am now. When you stop committing to something, that's who you turn into. Now, there are certain things that we can still do that work and maybe that don't work. So sharing videos of you working out before, yeah, those were great. And you can still do them, but do them a little differently. If you share a video of you working out, teach your audience, teach them something. So choose one move. Choose one move and teach it. Teach it to them. Or do a live and say, hey, jump on with me for 5 minutes. Let's do abs together at 8:30 at night. Give people a heads up of like 2 hours and say, hey, at 8:30, I'm doing a 5-minute ab, whatever. You want to jump on with me? I know it's very terrifying for introverts like us, but do it anyways. You have to start getting out of that 21-day fix mentality. And though the 21-day fix is wonderful, it was never meant to just be 21 days and then you're done. The 80-day obsession is going to create more of a lifer mentality. And it's that whole thing we tell our challengers, you just got to give it time. You just got to give it time. But when was the last time you gave it time? The 80-day obsession is finally going to give you the time you need to find real and lasting results again. P90X was my first program. That's why I started the way I did. I was a lifer in the beginning. I wasn't expecting a quick fix. Then I got lazy. I think we all kind of do. But now is the time to rein it in and start getting way more committed than you've ever been. So I'm going to kind of try to hurry up. So gain interest. For the next 10 weeks, you have 10 weeks till this was released. You can do a lot in those 10 weeks. I want you to start sprinkling the 80-day obsession on your social media. So how do you do that? Right now, until Friday, is A Little Obsessed. A Little Obsessed is wonderful for the 80-day obsession. Record yourself working out. If you are not going to do A Little Obsessed, I don't know why. Because you're doing yourself a disservice. If you record yourself doing this workout every single day for the next 10 weeks, you have a ton of content to take maybe little 30-second chunks of that recording and share it once a week, twice a week on social media. Oh, this one move with the sliders. I loved when we did that. That was so fun. I can't wait to do that on the 80-day obsession. Man, I felt that in my butt. Whatever. But hey, because a lot of people, I've heard people say, oh, well, I wasn't in the test group, so I don't have, videos of me working out that I can share. I can't really talk about it. Yeah, you can. If you do now through Friday, you record yourself for 5 days, that is a lot of content that you can share within 10 weeks. So grab 10 to 15 short videos within all of your videos you record this week and plan to share them. Plan to talk about the way you felt it, how you struggled, how you can't believe how easy it looked but hard it was. Talk about those things. Transformation Tuesdays, cheesy, but do them anyways. Grab a before and after picture from somebody from the test group. You're welcome to use mine. I don't care. And add your own personal touch to it. Don't just say, oh, test group, they got great results. Awesome. Can't wait till it's released. Talk about what it would mean to you to get results like that. When you're looking at this before and after picture and you're thinking, man, can I do that? How would I feel if that happened to me? Talk about that on social media. So yeah, it might not be your picture, but it's your thoughts. They're your feelings and your emotions that you will eventually feel when you do complete the 80-day obsession. Go live a lot. Do Q&As about it. Do Q&As about anything. Choose, meal prep topics or whatever. Because what you do now, you guys, is going to determine how successful your 80-day obsession launch is. Not how successful the launch is, but your launch of the 80-day obsession. So really, really focus on staying consistent and staying committed and get results. Get results now. Results are what bring people in. I can promise you that. I have had the highest Success Club numbers consistently this last 4 months than I have in my entire coaching career, and I have been the most consistent that I've ever been in the last 4 months also. There's a reason for that. I'm reaching more lives. I'm inspiring more people to make positive change because I'm consistently showing them the change that I am making. And give. Don't be stingy. Make a 5-day meal plan and give it out. Give out tips. Give out advice. Give out encouragement to people. Don't always expect to be, give in. Don't be a taker. Give. It really goes a very long way. Pre-launch strategies. Okay, make sure you write some stuff down. Be prepared, meaning, do you have a bathing suit right now that doesn't fit? Do you have pants right now that don't fit? Do you have a shirt right now that you feel horrible in? Do you cover your arms? Are you the cardigan queen like I was? Take pictures of all of that right now. Start hoarding pictures so that when you get your results, you have things to compare them to. So often people don't do that because they're ashamed of what they look like, or, oh, I'll do it in 2 weeks when I don't look quite as bad. No, don't do that. Do it now. Take pictures. I had so many pairs of pants and shorts and all this stuff that looked terrible. Took pictures. And now I have things that I can post and be like, hey, so different. It gives me more content to inspire more people. Now, this one thing that Lindsay and I talked about is called the Ramp Up to 80. Ramp Up to 80 is I run one group all the way till the release of 80-Day Obsession. And then I'm going to run an 80-Day Obsession group. But Ramp Up to 80, I welcome new women every Monday. And I send them an email, a welcome email that's kind of like a tiny preseason because there is no preseason. The group is already going. So in this email, it tells them how the groups work. I include that little video about the groups. I have them find their bracket for the 21-day fix. I can't remember. I can post it. But I send them their little email. Once I know that they've read through it, that's when I send them their group invite to my challenge tracker. Then they jump in the group and they're in it then until January. Always welcome your new ladies every Monday so they feel like, because sometimes they're very nervous and they don't want to jump into a group that's already going. But if you welcome them and really introduce them, make them feel at home, they're not going to have a problem with it. And, okay, that's where I'm going to share. I made calendars for you guys because during this ramp-up group, you want to have, a schedule for them because you don't want to just like toss them in and be like, here, do 21-day fix for 10 weeks. So here's the plan for my group. Right now, we're all doing a little obsessed. Now we're doing them together on a live Zoom, which makes it really, really unique, special, personal, fun, makes them see you struggle a little bit, knowing you're not a robot. And then the 3 weeks is 21-day fix or fix extreme. Jump into December. Oh, sorry. In December, Sean week, clean week, yoga retreat, or this is that week A Little Obsessed is out again, but it doesn't release till the 20th. And A Little Obsessed is 5 days, which would land 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the odds of Christmas Eve. So that's why you have that yoga retreat option as well. Challenge du jour for that week after Christmas, because that's a crazy week. Right before New Year's, people are still traveling. They're a little nuts. They don't want to stick to like a specific plan. So the workout of the day is kind of awesome. Now this, I have to admit, I never really looked into the 20s, but it's really cool. So I pulled for the first 11 days of January, the 20s, and they're all different workouts from the trainers within the 20s, which is just on Beachbody On Demand. Now, 12, 13, 14, these are really pivotal days to get your challengers mentally prepared for the 80-day obsession launch. So that's when I went into the yoga studio and I found stress relief meditation with B, AM meditation with B for the 13th, and then the night before the 80-day obsession launches, there's a PM meditation with B. These are only 10 minutes. And it's a really great way to mentally prepare for the 80-day obsession, which then launches on the 15th. Okay, I'm gonna try and hurry through this part. Live workouts. They have been huge for our test group, huge. Just quick, make a Zoom link, share the workout from your screen, and you all work out together. It is huge for people who feel like they need that extra piece of accountability. And the ones who feel like they're alone, you know, maybe you had those people who love the gym, but now they have kids and so they don't want to go, but they liked that atmosphere of having other people. This is a really good way to do that. We did it today with A Little Obsessed, and it was wonderful. I loved it. And my challengers thought it was such a cool element because they've been in groups before, but had to work out on their own. So now they're all excited, and the rest of them who didn't jump in today feel like they totally missed out, and so they're gonna jump in tomorrow. Extra accountability. During the 80-day obsession, make sure you are consistent. If you fail, they fail, period. Continue the live workouts. Be really relatable. When you're super sore on week 1, tell people. Make sure you're giving them self-care tips, Epsom salt baths, massages, lots of water, all of that. You're the coach. Make sure that you tell them these things. Do a weekly Zoom Q&A if you can, if you have the time. Your challengers are going to have questions about the meal plan, so make sure you are so educated on the FAQ and the meal plan. Just show up. Show up every day. You don't have to be perfect. 80 days is going to be hard for you too. So you're going to have to be their coach who supports them, but you're also going to have it within yourself to stick to it. So that's why I think you should find a buddy. Find an 80-day obsession buddy. And maybe you guys do the group together. Maybe you do your 80-day obsession challenge group as an accountability group with each other as well, so you don't fall off the wagon. It's so easy to fall off. But I promise you, if you can make it through these 80 days, if you can get to the other side, you will have a feeling of pride and accomplishment that you've never felt in your entire life. And you will probably cry on that last move of the last set, just like we did. So that's all I've got. I hope it was helpful. Hope it was really helpful.
So I'm going to try to jump on. Jill asked, what time did you do your live Zoom workouts?
Okay. I don't know if you're talking about today's or just in general. So I have to do them in the middle of the day. I'm full-time Beachbody coach, so I used to be a teacher, but now I do them around 11, but this week it's obviously going to be at 12. I'm Florida time. And I think for my ladies who work evenings, what I decided today, because I have a lot of them, I'm most likely going to allow them to just use my Zoom account and have them do a Zoom together. I do have a couple of my coaches in my groups, so I will probably allow one of them to just have my Zoom stuff and kind of take on that little leadership role and lead the Zoom, the evening Zoom, I guess you could call it. I hope that is what you were asking.
Okay, what can you tell them about the nutrition plan and other vegetarian options? Now I'm muting myself.
There's a vegan option. Nutrition plan, I want to make sure I don't say things I'm not allowed to say. It is time nutrition. You're eating every 2 to 3 hours. You have to be prepared. If you are going to go randomly run errands for the day, bring at least 2 meals with you, because I know if I take a trip to Target, that's 10 minutes, it's 3 hours, and then I've missed a meal. So be very prepared. What I love about it, and I think this is fine to say, I love that they tell you what to eat. So in the 21 Day Fix, it's like, okay, choose from this list. You know, you have like 4 reds and whatever. This one says, okay, now have a red, green, yellow. Okay, now have a purple, green, blue. So it's just so much easier because it's mapped out for you. I know for me with 21 Day Fix, when I did it, at the end of the day, I had like 3 greens left over because I have a tendency to skip the greens. But that doesn't happen in this program, because if you follow the time nutrition properly, you never have extras at the end of the day.
Can you use the entire performance line?
Yes. I didn't see anybody using the creatine or anything, but yes, all of the other stuff in the performance line. I used Energize, I used Recover. I did not use Recharge, not for any particular reason other than I just didn't, but a lot of people did, and they really liked having that at night because it was kind of like satisfying their sweet tooth before they were able to go to bed. So that was kind of cool.
And then what equipment do you need?
You need weights, and I'm not going to lie, you need a good amount of weights. If you want to get good results, you better get some good weights. I use my Selectex that I got off of Amazon. They are, I mean, they're not cheap, but they're so much cheaper than trying to buy individual weights. And they're typically on sale around the holiday time. So take a look on Amazon for Selectex. But, you know, in one workout, I used a 10, and in another workout, I used a 45. So it's kind of all over the spectrum. You have your loops, you have your sliders, and weights. Yeah.
Yeah, and they're actually releasing where coaches can buy that in a bundle when they get the program. So you'll hear more about that as it gets closer. I think that's all the questions I see. I loved everything about this call. I loved that you took us through the journey. And she's right. I mean, I remember when I was on my 90-day journey with P90X, and every type of life challenge comes your way. And I really do believe it's not there to take you down. I believe it's there to make you stronger. And, you know, I got to witness, like I said, part of Ashley's journey and the strength that it took, but she just set her mind to it. And just once she resolved to do it, just resolved to do it. I was thinking about it while we were in Vegas. We're in Vegas and it's crazy, but I'm pregnant. So I have resolved to know I'm not drinking. There's no even chance I'm drinking because I have that strong of a resolve. And I saw that in her without being pregnant, obviously, that resolve that no, I am in this to win this. And I'm not going to even chance myself to chip myself of the results that I've earned. So anyway, super proud of you. It's been awesome to witness the whole journey, and it's going to be really exciting to see the momentum that you continue to build off of that dedication. And that's what this is all about. That's what the whole coaching thing was birthed out of, is starting with yourself. And I saw, you know, people saying, well, I don't like to eat, or I struggle with sticking with the workout. Well, guys, that's exactly what's holding you back. That's the first thing that you've got to break, and you've got to figure out what that thing is that's worth doing the hard thing. And like you saw with Ashley's journey, it was not easy, but it was worth it. So maybe in these last 2 months of this year, or less than that, make it about you. Make it about your journey. And I promise you, if you do a transformation during this type of time of the year, it's way easier to stand out. It is way easier to stand out when you're transforming in November and December, because most people are descending. They're going backwards, like Ashley talked about. So if you really want amazing success and amazing seeds planted over there, you know, for 2018, when everybody else gets back on the bandwagon, dude, focus on you, and it'll pay off big time. And it won't just pay off in January. You saw Ashley, as she went through the journey, your Success Club points automatically started to go up as you went through the program. It didn't take the full 80 days, right?
Yeah.
So anyway, well, bedtime for me, probably for you as well. So thank you guys so much for being on. Thank you, Ashley, for preparing all of that, and excited to see what you guys do. Hopefully you'll go and do exactly what she said in video, the little obsessed, start to plant those seeds now. And she's going to post those calendars in the Bombshell Dynasty group, and I'll post them in every other group that I'm in. And feel free to use it as a template for your own. So anyway, thanks guys. I will see you again next Monday. Bye, Ash.
Bye.